Hi guys, good afternoon and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in today's video I will be doing my film review for the new movie X-Men Apocalypse, which came out last night, which is when I saw it with my friends, and wow, it was a good movie. Now before I begin babbling on and on, of course, and you get sick of listening to my voice, please be warned that this is a spoiler-filled movie review. This movie review will be full of big spoilers from X-Men Apocalypse. So if you have not seen the movie yet, I would recommend not watching or continue listening to this video. And once you have seen the movie, come on back and give it a listen and hear what I have to say about it. But if you've not seen the movie, do not keep watching or listening to this video. This is your final warning. That being said, very good movie. Very good movie. I saw what I was hoping to see, and overall, it was a very fun and enjoyable experience. I've always enjoyed the X-Men franchise, I guess, as much as the next guy. I never grew up watching the animated series or reading the comics. As you guys know, I'm not a big comic book guy. What my knowledge of the X-Men universe is very limited, but I enjoyed it. As a general average moviegoer, I enjoyed it quite a bit. I think the highlights for me were definitely the Quicksilver scenes. Quicksilver rescuing everybody from the explosion in the mansion was very amusing. Even though it was during a scary event, they still found a way to make it funny. The movie was well balanced with both action and drama and humor. If you could make those three elements combined successfully together, you've got a good movie on your hands. That's what I believe, at least. And Quicksilver definitely was very funny. I'm glad he had a bigger presence in this movie than he did in Days of Future Past. But I still like Days of Future Past, and I liked Apocalypse. And Quicksilver definitely helped make it very enjoyable for me. I was also glad to see one of my other favorite X-Men characters, Nightcrawler, return to the big screen. I loved him in X2, and I was happy to see that his younger version would be appearing in this movie. That was very enjoyable as well. I loved Michael Fassbender as Magneto, of course. Magneto is one of my favorite X-Men characters, so it was great watching him again. And the fact that his family is accidentally killed while he's being taken into custody after he inadvertently exposes himself as Magneto when he's working in a mining factory, and he saves a coworker from being crushed to death by a big heavy metal container. It's the first time I think we've ever seen Magneto willingly save a human being's life. It was quite something to see. It also showed that he had changed up to a certain point. He had moved on with his life, trying to fit in as an average Joe. He had a wife and a daughter, but unfortunately, by saving a human life, he exposes himself, which led to the accidental death of his wife and daughter, which also pushed him over the edge and made him vulnerable and susceptible to Apocalypse's influence, which made it so easy for him to recruit. And I had a feeling that something was going to trigger Eric into joining Apocalypse's cause for destroying the human race and reestablishing a mutant power over the entire Earth. And quite frankly, Apocalypse needed him. He may be like one of the most all-powerful mutants in the world, but he does have his limits, which is why he recruited his four horsemen the way he did. Storm is incredibly powerful. Psylocke is pretty good with the sword, although out of the four horsemen, she might have been the least powerful. Although the same could be said for Angel. He's just good at flying and doing high dive stunts and whatnot. Although the metallic wings, that was cool. That was one of my favorite parts during the movie, was when Apocalypse bestows upon him his advanced powers, so to speak. He heals his broken wing, and he makes his wings metallic and capable of shooting metallic feathers out. That was very cool. Great fight scenes between all the mutant characters. Fantastic action sequences. Very big in scale. It was also funny seeing Charles trying to not make it obvious that he still cared about Mora, and the little flirtations between them, and his mental tricks was also pretty funny. What also surprised me about the movie, because in the trailer we see all of these missiles being launched, and we're like, uh-oh, Apocalypse got a hold of some nuclear missiles and is probably going to use them to destroy the Earth. but instead of using the missiles to destroy the Earth, he disarms the entire planet. This way, he is securing his advantage over the humans so they can't counterattack with their best defense, which at the time was nuclear weapons. This way, he is thus trying to secure his victory. And I thought that was a very clever ploy on his part. An interesting part of his plan was, in order to secure his victory over the humans, destroy their greatest arsenal, nuclear weapons, because he's got 4 walking, living weapons with him. And Magneto, as we discovered, is so much more powerful than we realized. And I liked how Apocalypse gave him a chance to express his grief and his rage by destroying a place that had caused him so much pain, Auschwitz. You know, what better place to destroy than such a horrible, horrible place where horrible acts were committed upon innocent people. And it also gave Magneto a chance to discover just how truly powerful he was. And as much fun as it was watching the mutants fight each other and watching Quicksilver save everybody, the highlights of the film for me was, as brief as it was, and we all knew it was coming, everybody started clapping and cheering as soon as we saw Wolverine step out of that cage. We all knew it was going to be him, but we were still excited and happy about it. And I loved how, for once in the history of the franchise, his role was quite brief with no dialogue. Because even in First Class, he tells Lensher and Charles to fuck themselves when they try to recruit him for the X-Men, and that's his only one, like his one line of dialogue in the whole movie. This movie, he was just a straight up killing machine with no lines, but he still helped the X-Men in some way, whether or not he was aware of it. And it was just so good to see Wolverine back in action after several years of not seeing him on the big screen, and it was a lot of fun. You know, you could really feel the fans' enthusiasm in the theater as the scene happened on screen. And that's why I like seeing some movies on the opening weekend, because of the fans' excitement and enthusiasm is so infectious. You can feel it throughout the whole theater. And then my all-time personal favorite moment of the whole movie was towards the end, and I was hoping we were going to see this, that Magneto and Storm eventually realize that they're on the wrong side. Apocalypse is this power-hungry, evil megalomaniac for the most part. And when Storm sees him almost kill Mystique, her favorite mutant, her idol, basically, as she reveals to him when she first meets him, she starts to realize, gosh, maybe I was on the wrong side. And then Mystique and Charles were able to convince Magneto to come back to their side, because I thought to myself, who is going to convince Magneto to temporarily switch sides, at least long enough to defeat Apocalypse? Could it be Charles? Yes, they've been lifelong friends, estranged friends, but friends nonetheless. Or could it be Mystique, who always had a special place in Magneto's heart, and Magneto's always had a soft spot for her? And fortunately, it was mostly Mystique, but a part of it was Charles. Magneto does realize that he cannot betray his friends and destroy the world the way he is. So I loved how the physical symbolism when the two metal beams form an X right in front of Charles as Apocalypse gets too close to him, and then all of the mutants use their combined powers to just wear down on Apocalypse. That was the scene I was looking forward to seeing, and I'm glad we saw it. Jean Grey just going all full-on Phoenix on him, shooting off all of her energy, and then we saw Cyclops shooting his laser beams out of his eyes, and eventually Storm shooting lightning out of her fingertips. Everybody combining their strength together to hurt Apocalypse. Even before all that, Quicksilver was, socking him left and right with his super speed before Apocalypse could disable him. And then even Beast got a few hits on him. And then finally Magneto delivers the final blow by thrusting a huge metal sharp beam into Apocalypse, impaling him and severely wounding him before Jean Grey finally finishes him off. That was the moment in the movie that I enjoyed the most, was seeing all of these characters finally unite to destroy this all-powerful being who was truly much more evil, a greater evil than Magneto or any other hostile mutant than they've ever encountered. And I love seeing that coming together, the unity of all of these characters, when they're all using their powers together to defeat Apocalypse. And it reminded me of the scene from Age of Ultron when Thor, Vision, and Iron Man all use all three of them use their powers to severely weaken Ultron during the final battle. That's what I enjoyed so much about it, was seeing the mutants all finally work together as a team. So the movie, very good overall, highly recommended. It's a great watch. I will probably see it at least one more time, and I hope you guys see it too, and I hope you guys liked it as well. What did you think of the movie? Was it as good as you thought it was going to be? Were you expecting more, expecting less? Were your expectations set high or low, or where were they at? What did you think? Please leave your thoughts and opinions and your comments down below in the comments section. I'd love to hear everybody's feedback. As usual, let's please be respectful and civil of one another's beliefs and opinions. Thank you so much for watching this review video here on the EdWord. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more film reviews like this one. Like this video and check out my Facebook page in the link down below. I think you'll like what you see. X-Men Apocalypse is currently out in theaters right now. Go check it out. It's worth your time and a hell of a lot of fun. All right, guys, have a great rest of the weekend. Thanks again for stopping by. And of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.